My name is Efe West. If this is your first time on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where we talk about the hidden or forbidden topics of African spirituality, and we try to go in depth to analyze ancient traditional practices with the aim of bringing uh, greater insight into them, and with the aim of trying to see if we can be able to improve on them and develop them to fit to this modern day reality. This is a very important aspect or a step that we need to take in practices, especially in spirituality practice. This world is dynamic. Life is all about change, all about movements, and as we grow in life, as we proceed in life, we need to also go ahead with the times. We need to upgrade. We need to adapt to modern day realities. If you see every sector of life, you keep seeing people changing, developments coming, new versions of different products. We also need to upgrade our thinking process and our mentality and our spirituality to suit modern day realities. Now, a lot of people is going to disagree with me on that, but I believe that life is all about change. Okay, the way our parents were living on this earth 2,000 years ago is not the same way we are living now in this present age, 2023. Motivational Mommy, good morning. Welcome to the live chat. It's a pleasure to see you here. Today's topic, I'll be talking about the best way to practice African spirituality and why change is necessary, why the development of our African spirituality is necessary. So I'll be listing some things that people need to do that we get them up to speed in their spiritual practices. So that is what I want to talk about today. You will see one of the major problems I have identified with African spirituality practiced by traditionalists is the rigidity of it and the lack of openness to change. Many of them are operating from a closed mindset in the sense that they are only practicing what they have been taught by their predecessors, and they are unwilling to expand or improve on their systems, and they are unwilling to accept learning from input the new ideas into what they have been taught. As a result of this, they have stagnated. Their practice is now like a closed practice. It is to dynamism. It's not open to change. It's not open to any kind of upward advancement, any kind of progression. It's just the same thing, repeating the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again. As a result of this, most of them are stuck in a cycle in their practice. They are stuck in their ways of thinking. They are stuck in their mindset. So these people, they cannot really move forward in life. They are just fixed. That's why you see most of them living. They say you are the way you think. They are exactly like they are strapped in a certain place. They cannot move beyond that. If you go to most traditionalists, you will find out that many of them are poor. There are people that are trapped in a certain kind of mindset, in a certain kind of situation that they cannot, no matter how they try, no matter how much you even give them, they cannot be able to break out of that cycle. They are trapped in a circle of poverty. They are trapped in a circle of ineptitude because they have closed their mind to thinking. They have closed their mind to new ideas. They have closed their mind to development. This is what I have seen with most traditionalists. That is why you, the new generation of Africans, you cannot follow the footsteps of these people. You have to be better than them. So you must not think like them. You must not believe all what they tell you. If not, you are not going to be better than them. They say that a man who is not better than his ancestors is a disgrace to his generation. And when you see this situation in Africa, these are people that have been given maybe they have been given the position to teach people African spirituality, to teach this subject to so that African people will know it, me and you will know it. They have this responsibility given by the community leaders, their kings, their elders. Your work is to teach people. Instead of teaching people, they are hiding this knowledge. They are retrogressing progress in their own community because they want to hide the knowledge. They want to be seen as superhuman, as superior to the rest of the community. They want to be seen as they have the title of being the spokesman of the gods. They want to be seen as priests, holier than tall. They want to give this kind of hair. So therefore, they want people to come to them. They want people to bow down to them. In order for them to maintain this false air of superiority, they have to put people in ignorance. And that is exactly what many traditional practitioners are doing. Their work now is, instead of advancing and teaching people African spirituality, they are putting people in ignorance, in lockdown, locking down their spirituality, locking down their mentality, locking down their innovative mindsets. This is what I have discovered. Many, 99% of our traditionalists, this is what they are doing. That is why you cannot follow them. You cannot be like them. If not, they are going to lock down. They are going to shut you down, pretending, telling you they are this, they are that, they are these superior people. They are the blood of this God, the children of this. This is how you must be doing. You must be doing all these things. Tradition and spirituality does not mix. You have to choose. If you are following tradition or you're following spirituality, if you are following tradition, just know that it's a close set. It's a closed system. There's no development there. There's no, it's just all very conventional. There's nothing new to be added. You should know that if you are practicing spirituality, spirituality is all about innovation, all about empowerment, all about liberation, all about revolution, all about going forward, all about dynamism, changing, progressing. So you should know the difference. So my list some ways to deal with these people. Why tradition may be good in a little way, in the sense that if you go to this traditionalist, you will see the way African tradition have been practiced for like thousands of years. They are still doing the same thing, repeating the same thing. You can say, oh, so this is how the ancient people used to do it 1,000 years ago. They are still doing it today. You just smile. It's like they are just like a modern day museum. You look at the system, it's archaic. Those people that were doing that thing that time, if you bring them to this earth, this modern time, they cannot understand anything that is going on because they are far outdated. So what you, as a young man, as a youth, as a modern day practitioner, need to do is that when you go to the traditionalists, you look at them, observe them, greet them, talk to them, might even eat and drink with them, see what they are doing, then you think of ways to improve it. You understand, learn what they are doing, then use your mind, your rational mind, and improve on it to develop your practice. You leave them to be doing what they are doing there. Don't challenge them. Don't tell them, because if you tell them that they need to improve their practice, they will insult you, they will get angry, they will attack you. So never tell them that they are making a mistake. Just look at them, observe them. Then when you learn what you can learn, go home and improve on it with the new innovations that you have. That is why it's good to study other kind of spiritual practice. You don't need to be studying only African spirituality. You study Hinduism, study even Western occultism, study Kemetic practice, study as much as you can. You will find out that there's a fundamental principle on all sorts of spirituality. Study all these various systems, then you can develop your own system that will be more better than all of them. So do not study only one system. Do not just focus your mind only on African spirituality. Try to explore, check out what these people are doing, how they are doing their system, how they are giving their offerings, how they are doing their spell. You check out another system, you find out the same thing, you combine at the end of the day, so you can be able to do something better and advance it. All these systems we are practicing today, they were all started by people like me and you. All spiritual system, all religious system were started by somebody, and now people have incorporated them as integral part of their lives. So you can start your own system. Don't let anybody deceive you that you cannot or you don't have the capacity. You can start your own system. I have systems that I have developed that nobody have been able to do. My own unique system based on my experience of I have been able to take things from other practices. I have been able to develop effective working system that makes use of minimal energy and minimal space and less cost. So you can develop your system. So please study other systems. You can study Kandobe, study Palo Mayombe, study Kemetic system, Buddhism, Hinduism, Santeria, Orisha system, Fudon, Igbe. When you gather enough knowledge, you see, oh, this is how these people do different practice. You can develop your own practice. You can even start a brand new spiritual practice that people will adopt into their own life. And it's going to be more better for them. Life is all about progress, no stagnation. Okay, I am against stagnation. I am against anything that will tie your mentality down, that will tie your spirituality down. Okay, why I am here, I focus on African spirituality because I know that African spirituality uh, is a very powerful form of spirituality, and they have a lot of superstitious belief in it. And I believe is the easiest form of spirituality to practice. If you want to contact me directly, my email address efe808@gmail.com. You can go under any of my videos. You're going to see my contact there. You can contact me directly from there. Okay. So African spirituality is the mother of all spirituality on this planet because we are the root race of this planet. Every other spiritual system that you see people doing now got their branch from African spirituality. Every other spiritual system. So we are the root race. So it is the most powerful and the most easiest and the most simplest to practice. When you come to African spirituality, it is simply the practice and the study of nature, veneration of our ancestors, people that have gone before us. So you study about the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the water kingdom. It's all about study, and you live your natural life. There's no room for somebody saying that you have to be any kind of holiness attached to it, that you have to be so holy or you have to be morally superior to everybody. So for you to be a spiritual person, holiness and spirituality is does not go together. Okay, what it means to be spiritual is to be real, to be down to earth, to be yourself, to be living life to your fullest expression, doing the things that you are happy doing what gives you happiness, doing what put you in harmony with the planet, trying to live in harmony in the planet. That is what spirituality entails. Spirituality does not mean that, oh, I'm a spiritual person because I don't have sex. I'm a spiritual person because I don't drink, because I don't smoke. I'm a spiritual person because I dress in a certain way. I'm a spiritual person because I don't talk foul language, because I don't mix up with people. All those are bullshit. I'm a spiritual person because I have this title of a prophetess, a pastor, anointed one, a grandmaster. That has nothing to do with spiritual. All those titles, all those are nonsense. When you begin to go that way, you know that you are going into tradition, you are going into religion, you are going into deceit. To be a spiritual person is to be real, okay? To live your life according to your capacity and to the best of your abilities, and to be happy and to be in harmony with nature. That is what spirituality entails. So it doesn't mean that if somebody is not living according to your moral standard, that person is not a spiritual person. Okay, so there's no morality, have no place in spirituality. So what you need to know is that you need to be able to discern while people, these so-called spiritual people, and these traditionalists, the way they kind of bring some things into spirituality to make it complicated or to bastardize it, so that you will feel that you will always be looking up to them. Okay, you don't need to be. What you need to do is to learn how to live in harmony with nature. Then anybody that comes to you that wants you to be looking up to them all the time, that are claiming to be a kind of spiritual guru, a spiritual master, or a kind of a middleman, that they are the mouthpiece of the ancestors. You cannot get in touch with the ancestors except you get through them. You should be wary of that, because that is a red flag. Spirituality does not work that way. The only thing anybody can do for you is to be a guide, to teach you how to make contact with the deities, to teach you the various aspects of the spirituality. And once you know this basic knowledge, you need to be practicing on your own to advance your knowledge. No two people have the same spiritual path. Just like the way we have different fingerprints, my spiritual path cannot be the same as yours. They didn't born us the same day. We have all unique identities. So everybody's spiritual path is different. Okay, this is what you need to know. So when you learn this stuff, you have to develop your own system. You have to practice it based on the life you are living. Some people can afford to have a very big room for a very magnificent altar. That is their own way of, they believe, the best way for them to practice their spirituality. Some people might even take a whole river to be their altar, or a whole jungle to be their altar. Some people can just take a small space in their room and light one candle. You practice it according to your capacity. Okay? The spirit you have been in contact with will still make contact with you. They say juju will go answer you, go answer you. You practice them according to your power. So you don't have to kill yourself or stress yourself. Any spirituality that is giving you stress, that they are putting you under demand, that you have to giving what you don't have to practice it, you should be worried of that. You should be afraid or run away from that place. Okay, because that place is a burden. Spirituality must not be a burden on you. Okay, it must not be a burden. If it's a burden on you, there's a serious problem. You are not practicing it right. So please, you need to take note of this thing. We cannot be practicing African spirituality the way our parents practiced it 500 years ago, the way our parents practiced it 1,000 years ago, even the way they practice it 100 years. We can't, because we are not living in the same world. The world has changed. During that time, they don't have internet. During that time, they don't have smartphone. They don't have a lot of things that we have now. So we need to upgrade this practice. Okay, there's always room for upgrade. We need to adapt to modern changes. We need to know what we are doing in this place. We need to be open-minded. We need to be open so that we can flow. If you see a lot of traditional practices, you go to Africa, you see the way they are practicing this thing. The place is always dirty. It is always smelling. They do a lot of offering. They don't clean it up. Are we going to be dirty people because we are practicing African spirituality? Are we dirty gods? Are we worshiping dirty gods? You should ask yourself this question. Why is it so? Why are we not questioning some things we are doing? Why are we not clearing debris of offerings for years? We should be asking ourselves these questions. When we do see certain spells, we need to be asking, why do we need to do this at a certain time? What is the energetic function of this and this herb? What are the components? What are the mineral components, enzymes? What can we use? How can we change this thing or use it to make other pharmaceutical drugs? How can we use it to make other components that will get us what we want directly? We need to be thinking like this. We cannot just be thinking that this is what it does. We don't want to know anything further. We don't want to expand on that to see how we can improve on that thing. We need to approach it from a dynamic point of view. I want us to take example from the ancient Egyptians. There's a reason why I always stand with the Kemetic system and why it is my main spiritual system of practice. If you have noticed me, you will notice that my teaching are all labeled after the Kemetic system. I practice Voodoo. I know all other systems, but I am focused on the Kemetic deities because their form of spirituality seems to be the most advanced spirituality from Africa. When you see the Kemetic temples, the ancient Egyptian temples, do you see them scattering, piling up dead bodies of animals or dead bodies of bones or blood all over the place? Do you see them carrying filthy items to pollute or to load a lot of dirty items on their shrines or their temples? Do you see all these kind of things in ancient Egypt? Sister Nicole, welcome to the chat. It's a pleasure to see you here. I want us to all model our spirituality after the Kemetic people, the ancient Kemetic of the ancient Egypt, ancient Sudan. What you will discover is that they have their spirituality, they were able to use it to civilize and colonize the whole world and spread education and awareness to the whole world. And they did not do this through carrying filthy items on their altar. They didn't do this by limiting people's mentality. They didn't do this by subscribing to tradition. They do this by basing it on complete 100% spirituality, which is always innovating, always researching, always recording. They made the use of a scientific approach. They were actually studying the elements, they were calculating things, they were writing it down. They were very, very precise and accurate. It is the most advanced form of spirituality we have on this planet. And these people were able to do so many great things that the whole world till now have not been able to copy. These people were able to build pyramids. They were able to do a lot of researches into advanced quantum physics, plasma physics, all sort of scientific principles, atomic structure. How they were able to know about the atomic structure? How were they able to know about the solar system? They were able to know about the 25,000 galactic cycle. They were able to know about all these things, the zodiac sign. They were able to know about the days of the week. They were able to know about so many things. If these people were able to do all this, their mind were not closed. They were not subscribing to tradition of heaping piles of bones on altars. That is the only way your deity is going to answer you. When you mess up your place, you mess up your shrine, you are living like you are living in a garbage dump, that you are practicing African spiritual. They didn't do all these things, and they are African people. So why don't we focus on them and learn from those people? Because those are the best people, and everybody from the world is learning from them. The so-called Greek civilization was all copied from Africans, from ancient Egypt and Sudan. They got everything, the whole world got their knowledge from here. Why we as modern day Africans not model our spiritual approach like those other people, so that we can be like them? Why are we going to be meeting people that their spirituality could not be able to advance them from their village? People that are practicing village spirituality, that the deities they are venerating, we are not able to even teach them anything to move them forward beyond the little highland that they were staying. Why? Why can we not be able to move further from that? There are some people that are practicing close-minded tradition and spirituality. If you follow those people, your mind is going to be closed as well. These are the people that are subscribing to superstitious belief. They will say one thing and they will practice another thing. They will come to say the black woman is God. When you go to their tradition, the women there do not even have voice to speak. The woman do not even have rights. These are people that are heavily into superstitious belief. When you ask them simple questions of the functionality of their spirituality, they cannot explain it to you. How can you be practicing what you cannot explain to people? How in this modern day? Are people fools? I cannot be practicing what I cannot explain. If I'm practicing something, I should be able to explain it to even an 8 years old. It should be easy and open. It should be transparent. It should not be filled with threats and fear that I will be afraid of the deity that I am venerating, that if I go this way, I make any mistake, it's going to kill me. It's going to strike me, return that within 7 days. What sort of spirit is that? We should not be entertaining or even talking to those kind of spirits. Any spirit that will be threatening us with death, or if we make any mistake in their veneration, if we don't bring a goat at a particular time, we are going to die. If we don't do this, we are going to die. If we don't do that, we are going to die. What sort of evil deity is that? What are we doing? There are so many things you are going to find like this in a so-called African spiritual practice. So there's a lot of problems inside. People are not talking about these things. So far, I'm the only person that is talking about these things, and I want us to look into it. Are they really good? I would like to hear your thoughts on this kind of things because I believe in innovation, I believe in advancement. I am strongly in support of the African spirituality practiced by the ancient Egyptians. I am very, very much amazed by what they were able to do and the standard that they have set for the whole world. We need to, our lives need to be a life of setting standards. Okay, if I have one of those people that are following, I don't know if you are getting my points. Please, I don't know if you are getting my points with what I'm saying. Please, I know many of you watching this channel, you are practicing African spirituality like me. I want us to really tear into this issue. Let's be thinking of ways to advance our practice. We need to upgrade certain things. We need to throw away certain things. We need to improve on certain things because I believe that is the only way it will survive. If we are not upgrading this stuff, it will die because the way it is being practiced now, many people cannot. So many of the younger generation of Africans will not accept it. I do not accept it. I do not support most of what these people are doing. And when people are not going into the practice, it's natural deaths because many people now consider African spirituality as a fetish practice, which I will agree to a certain point because what most of these people are doing are fetish things. Okay, when you pile up dirty items, continue to pile up dirty items on your altars, it will be attracting bad spirits into your house. I hate quoting Christians, but cleanliness is nearest to godliness. Your temples and your altars need to be clean. It needs to be always clean. When you do your sacrifice, at least within 48 hours, clear it up. Let the place be clean. You can go to many offerings, many places. You will see offerings that have been there for more than 10 years. What are they doing? They are trying to post that this is a place that are trying to show their ego that they have been doing so many offerings there. So therefore, they are big boys of African spirituality. They are now worshiping themselves, not the deity. Many things these people can do in that place with the piling. I can do it with a piece of paper and a pen. I have done it many times. I don't even need to buy a statue of a deity. I will just draw the deity on a piece of paper, hang it on a wall, and put my offering in front. And the deity, I will manifest the deity right there with a piece of paper and a pen. I don't need to go all the way. I have advanced my spirituality to a certain extent that I don't need to waste money, waste time and energy to practice my spirituality. The deities that we venerate are already inside us. They're already in me, inside me already. I carry them along. We walk together. We are not separate. We are one and the same. When I wake up in the morning, they wake up. When I go to sleep, they are with me. They are already in you. Okay? So you don't need to be stressing yourself finding them. You don't need to be going through a middleman for what you already have inside your blood. You just need to know how to make contact with those things. Okay? So there are many issues with this African spirituality practice. And please, let's focus on ancient Egypt, see how these people do their work, how they were able to practice their spirituality, and let's copy from those people. Let's learn from those people. Those are the best people so that we can advance into the next century. Now, everybody's talking about space travel. We are talking about time travel. All this I have traced to the origin of African spirituality. In my book, I went deep into time and space travel. I talked about the black hole, the wormhole. I talk about so many things, quantum entanglement, plasma entanglement, very deep topics. All these topics, I got them from studying African spirituality, which many of these my local traditionalists know nothing about because they have refused to open their mind to innovation. So many of the times I have issue with these people because we don't think the same way. And many of them will call me like the pariahs that have been influenced by Western concepts. But many of their practices lack common sense. And we, as modern day Africans, we cannot follow that. If not, we will be like them, we will die like them. So let's not be thinking like these people. You can go to them, meet them, go to their shrine, do the tradition with them, but learn. Once you learn something, when you go back home, develop a better system and leave them where they are. Just leave them, let them be practicing their limited thing, but you cannot be like them because you will end up like them. You cannot close your mind to change. You cannot close your mind to innovation. You cannot close your mind. Okay, so you need to have common sense. That's why you see I put my channel common sense spirituality. Practicing spirituality requires common sense. You don't have to drop your mind to follow a semi-illiterate or a illiterate that knows nothing, that don't know how to do research. You don't need to follow those people hook, line, and sinker. Okay. You also have to find a way to get products, good spiritual products. One problem I'm hearing that many people are complaining that they buy Bint and Sudan perfume, that when they use this Bint and Sudan, flies is coming to them. I am shocked, but that Bint and Sudan that is attracting flies is a fake one. I have been buying this stuff. My own does not attract flies to me. So if you buying any Bint and Sudan, anytime you use it, flies are coming to your house, just know that that is a fake product. You should throw it out. That is one thing I've come to discover again, that there's many fake products in spirituality. Part of the reason I started to sell this stuff, you go online, you see everybody selling spiritual items. How can you know the real one and the fake one? That is a major problem many people are getting now. Students have been complaining that Bint and Sudan is bringing flies to their house. Those ones are fake stuff. I sell the real one. That is why I decided to be selling some spiritual products. I know the real ones, I know the fake ones, I know where to get them. If you want to buy any spiritual ointments, thunderstone, six flower, I have real ones. My own are a bit expensive, but they are the real ones. So most of the problem we have by the expensive, that DHL in Nigeria is very, very expensive. So DHL cost will make the cost higher. If we have a cheaper delivery system, it will be better. Nigerian Post, you cannot use it. People will not get the package. So I only use DHL. So if you are looking for quality spiritual items that are not fake, I sell them. If I have the ones I have, you ask me if I get them, I will sell them too, so you can get quality materials from me. They are not cheap as other people, but they are the real stuff. That is what I will guarantee you, that what you're going to get from me is real stuff. Okay, so that is one thing. Then another thing to practice this African spirituality, you have to learn how to be doing these spells by yourself. Please, it's all about practice, practice, practice. When you get the spells, when you see the videos, try to be doing them to know if they really work and to know how to do them. The main thing you're going to get here is experience. You're going to get experience on how to do them. And as you are doing this, you are waking that innate memory inside you. You are actually practicing your stuff. There's a kind of power that comes from it. When you begin to practice African spirituality, you're going to get some power. You will have power quite naturally. The kind of power that will come to you, you have to use it. You might find a way to express it. You need to use it to find a way to use it to improve your life and to move your generation forward, to impact the life of people around you positively. So you need to find a way to use this power and this knowledge to help humanity. Because if you don't use it for something, you will use it for bad things. You will use it for evil, or if it gets too strong, it can use you. So you will definitely get some power, you get some knowledge, high level, advanced knowledge, high ways of doing things. You find a way to use it to impact people's life positively. Once you don't use them, they say you lose what you don't use. So you need to be using it. So you need to be practicing it, practicing the spells, trying to help people. And the main thing is that you have connection with your spirits. You make contact with your real spirit guides. Once you have contact with them, you don't really need anybody else per se. Again, you just be living your life. You live your life based on your happiness, based on what you think is true for you, based on your life destiny. Everybody have a unique destiny. Okay, so my life path cannot be the same with yours. So that very thing that you brought to do in this life, that talent inside you, you will start activating that talent, and it will show. And when you discover your talent, you begin to excel in exactly what you are doing. It can be music, it can be movies, it can be sports, it can be fashion design, it can be anything that you have that you are passionate about. You go into that very thing with the backing of your spirituality, and you begin to live your life and express your genius. Everybody have what they have to contribute to life. Nobody is empty. Nobody is an island. You need to discover that very thing that you came to do here. African spirituality is going to help you discover that. So that is why it's the best form of spirituality for Africans. The problem we are having now is that these are so-called traditionalists. They are the ones that are causing problems in this thing because they are not practicing it well. I have to say this, so we cannot be like them, please. So you need to take this in mind. If you are going to your village, go to them, meet with them, study them, look at what they are doing, try to improve on it. Don't follow them hook, line, and sinker. If not, you are going to fall in the same way like them. Okay, this is what I have to say to you. You need to be wise in this practice. You need to apply common sense. It is very, very important. That is the only way forward for us as the future of Africans. Okay, so this is what I have for you today. Questions or comments are welcome. For those people that are interested in learning about African spirituality, my website is there, www.kindoki.net. I have done a lot of rituals there. There's a lot of videos there. You can join the beginner class, intermediate, advanced class. You can learn. You see me doing this stuff there. Then, if you're interested in buying my book, The Interrelationship Between the Evil Forest and Negative Space in Quantum Physics and African Spirituality, you can get that book from me. I sell it for $25. It's a very powerful book. I was able to compile a lot of scientific evidence to show you the validity and authenticity of African spirituality. I was able to trace the origin of quantum physics from ancient Egypt. There's a lot of scientific evidence in that book. That is a book that new practitioners, everybody need to read. You will see a lot of things, so you will know how to understand the science. How can we be able to get advanced science from African spirituality? How African spirituality can be used to power advanced scientific components. When you talk about plasma physics, quantum improvement, nuclear physics, you get all this from the splitting of the atom. When you go beyond the atomic structure of the atom, you get into the plasma ring, the spirit ring. How all this tied together, I have been able to trace it and analyze all these things and present them in an easy to understand format. So the book is a very powerful book. It will give you all the scientific layout of African spirituality, so you will know exactly what you are practicing and the power of what you are practicing. It will open your mind to a whole new world of possibilities. Okay, all this we got it from our own African spirituality. So please, this is the approach that I take to African spirituality. I am not a traditionalist once again, and when you go to these traditionalists, please, you are free to go to them. They are like living museums. They retain the way they do things from 1,000, 2,000 years. Go there, study them, then use your common sense to develop your own spiritual system that is higher, more advanced than them, and leave them where they are. That is where they choose to belong. We are not the same people. Some of us are innovators. Some of us are conservative people. People have closed their mind to change. I have refused to close my mind to like that. Okay, I'm not that kind of person. I cannot live like that. I'm sorry, please. I need to go to a better place. So we need to grow. We need to grow. We need to move forward. I hope that you see reason with my approach to African spirituality. And I wish you the best in your practice. So this is what I have for today. And I thank you all for coming on this live chat. Motivational Mommy, I thank you. Sister Nicole, I thank you. The rest people there, I thank you and very grateful. Thank you for your support, your understanding, your guidance, and questions and comments are always welcome as usual. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Take care and bye. Peace. Okay.